What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, guys? Welcome to another quickie. It's the second to the last quickie of 2021, and I'm your host JJT with Commish. Commish, we're closing in to the end of 2021. And still, the NBA season is still ongoing, and how's your 2021 so far?
Fantasy-wise,
It's been good, right?
last season was good. This season, not as good. But, we enjoy playing it, so it's okay. 2021 was tough because of the pandemic, right? I think it just affected all of us. But, having FBW and this playing fantasy basketball has really helped de-stress in a way.
Well, hopefully, a lot of our listeners are also enjoying the episodes as we record.
I'm gonna change it. De-stress before the season because it's stressful season also. But it's been fun, even with all the craziness of the NBA.
It has quote unquote slowed down a bit, I guess, from the NBA perspective. But the last time we talked, we said that there were a number of players who got into the COVID protocols. As far as today goes, not much big names entering the protocols. Let's talk about some of the games today. Some of our worry players. Let's talk about some of the buy players first. So waiver wire players. Hamidou Diallo. 2 games. I think Detroit only has 2 games this week, right?
Yes, they only have 2 games this week.
So at least, if you stream, Diallo, and if you added him and kept him, he probably gave you 4 games worth for his standards.
Yeah, that's true. He probably gave you 4 games. Today is what? Today is Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday. I think he has 1 more game, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
For this week.
But I think their games are a little more. It's the intervals of their games.
They'll have a break. Yes.
Are not as good as compared to the others, wherein they play every other day.
Yes. But as you said, if you streamed him for the week, then that's quota. You got your quota already. He had 31 today?
Yeah.
I think 13 rebounds and 4 steals. So, he was really good. You could expect that because the team is really missing so many players, right?
Yeah.
So that's expected.
Is he someone that that can be probably a hold in maybe when everyone comes back, or still? I see Diallo as someone who's like a Nikhil.
Nikhil, yeah. Actually, in some ways, he at this point of what Nikhil is, Diallo is sometimes even better because he doesn't take as many shots when the team is healthy. Diallo doesn't take as many bad shots or force things as Nikhil. And he's a very good player with in terms of steals also. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the problem with him compared to Nikhil is his 3-pointers kind of missing there. He's not a good outside shooter, obviously.
Yeah.
So that I'm just talking fantasy-wise, but if you're looking at the player, Nikhil is better than Diallo, in my opinion. Nikhil is a better player than Diallo, but just because he's a better player, he's forcing too many things. So the turnovers, the bad shots, the field goal, that has hurt him in some way in fantasy. Whereas Diallo, when the Pistons are healthy, he knows his role. So he won't, overstep his boundary. Now, if you're asking me if he's a good hold, you look at the lineup. If they're healthy, they're still out Jeremy Grant. So Diallo is starting for Jeremy. It's not really Cade, it's Jeremy Grant. So he will still have value, but of course, if Cade comes back, not as much. So I wouldn't say he's a hold for the rest of the season or for 3 to 4 weeks. If Cade comes back, I think you'll see him in the waiver wires.
Yeah, so there, Hamido Diallo in well, you gotta stream him. I think they have a couple of days off as well, if I'm not mistaken, because I've been tempted to pick up Diallo. I streamed him the other day, but I dropped him because they had a couple days, 2 days break or 3 days break. So I dropped him already. So yeah, just in case, for the next game, keep him in mind. Alec Burks. We just talked about Alec Burks.
Yes.
Well,
We just talked about
unfortunately, we're
Alex.
on the wrong side of the Alec Burks discussion the other day. We said that the minutes are trending down. It looks like he is trending down. Well, the as the I guess the seesaw has shifted as Kemba is back to being trending down and Burks is trending up.
Well, it was just one game. Before today, he was trending down. Then today, he exploded. But I
So
don't
he
think it's
could
more of
trend up.
I don't think it's more of Kemba, but more of Evan Fournier not playing. So I think without Fournier, he got more minutes than he would have usually gotten. But he for sure he made the most of the minutes. But when Fournier comes back, his minutes would probably be 20 to 25 minutes. I think he still with how he played today. I think 14 teams maybe you could add him back. Just see if he could continue as well as today. It's just one game, but of course with his history, he has shown he can play. So you add him back, but just remember that Evan Fournier did not play today, so that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, he I'm hoping he gets inserted back into that starting lineup. I think that's also might be a possibility as well later on. Because I think he was doing well fantasy wise when he was in the starting lineup. So
Yeah,
hopefully he gets back there. And yeah, Emmanuel quickly, we talked about him before he went out of COVID protocol. Yeah, not really the most exciting player to add, but could have some value without Derrick Rose.
I think so. Not about exciting. I think he's exciting to add for me. He has that. He can score 30 a game sometimes when he gets hot. 5, 6 3 pointers. He's exciting to add, but as a point guard, he's kind of like poor man's Lou Williams. I don't know if you agree with it, but Lou, yes, he's a scorer, but Lou can pass. Lou can give the assist. Lou is just known more of a scorer, free throw, threes guy, but he has the other stats. Quickly, as of now, is really basically just a boomer bust for me. If he's hot, you get 25 points, maybe you get 3 4 3 pointers. But if he's cold, he's basically not gonna give you anything. And if you look at his past games, it's been up down, up down, up down. So overall, just okay, just okay for me.
Yeah, and Lou Williams somehow has better percentages. I guess the field goal is better. I mean, quickly can go good to really bad when it comes to the percentages.
Yes, that's true.
And
That's true.
that's another challenge adding him to your lineup. Yeah, some other guy, Aaron Wiggins, Ty Jerome, some of the replacement guys, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if SGA's injury is bad or it's just a maintenance thing because he it's a back to back and the injury was supposedly a sore ankle. So maybe it's just that. So if it's just that, then Ty Jerome for one will. I just wrote that just leave him in the wires because I don't trust that SGA will be out long. But Wiggins, with Giddy out, he has been in the starting five, so he has done pretty good with it. So maybe you could add him and see where it goes.
Yeah. Interestingly, Marvin Bagley has been playing quite well lately. We've
Yeah.
mentioned him a few times already in the quickie. Um, I'm not even. I'm still thinking twice if it's gonna be a good ad, but maybe you add him as long as he's hot.
Um, with Bagley, I think the Kings are showcasing him, right?
Maybe
I think. I mean, how can you explain not playing him at the start of the season and then all of a
it's a
sudden,
different coach.
yeah, but it's still Gentry. I don't feel like Gentry suddenly realized that he's Bagley is better, and Walton did not realize that. I think the Kings just really want to
Yeah, to
to
showcase
trade
him
him.
for trade. Yeah,
And
if
I'm not a Bagley fan fantasy wise. We know that the flaws, the warts of Bagley, but he is almost always going to give you 8 points, 9 rebounds, sometimes 10 points, 10 rebounds, double threat. That's the least he could give you, and I think if he can give you that in some of your teams, that has value.
yeah. I mean,
So
double doubles. Anyone who can give you double doubles consistently, you pick them up. I mean, no
yes,
question about that. Even if that's the only thing they give you, especially if you pick someone from the waiver. I mean, usually you don't get players like that who can give you double doubles off the waiver consistently. So yeah, pick them up. Another guy who's really playing well, and we've talked about him, Hassan Whiteside. He's averaging what, 19, 18 minutes. But the stats though, his per minute stats, really good. Per 36-minute stats, because he's averaging what, past 5 games, 11, 7, and 1.2 blocks. And he hasn't even cracked 20 minutes, I think.
none. The past, well, I've checked the whole December. I haven't seen him crack 20 minutes. Very rare that he actually cracked 15 or 16 minutes. Uh, as far as I've checked, he has rarely cracked past that. Let's see. He has rarely cracked that past that. Oh, there, 19, 19, 14, 13, 12, 10, 13. There. He has reached 20 minutes twice, though, before that, December 12 and 16. But regardless, if it's 12, 15, 18 minutes, he's been consistently, so far, giving good stats.
Yeah. And these are stats that could be valuable. I mean, they're not the Hassan Whiteside stats that we used to see when he was what, in Portland, and or in Miami.
When was that? That was a long time ago, I think.
Yeah, quite a while. But yeah, 11, 7, 1.2. What's his season average?
Season average right now, let's see. Let's see season
He's
average.
probably averaging what, 6, 7 rebounds.
8 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
not bad numbers. The only reason why I used to have him in some of my teams, and the only reason why I have uh, am hesitating to add him is because of this COVID thing, right? I mean, a lots of your players are not playing already, and then you get a player who only plays 15 minutes, and that's scary to add, right? Because you don't know what he'll give you. Although we know Hassan can, give you quick 8, 9, 10 points in 5, 6 minutes, right? In 10 minutes. But still, if you look at the minutes, 15 minutes, I'd rather pick up someone who's gonna play 30 among the replacements, right? But yeah, overall, Hassan has been solid actually this season. He has been solid.
He's like a JaVale McGee so far this season, right? I mean, 15
Yeah,
minutes, 15 minutes, very similar. Very similar. The difference with McGee and Hassan has more ups and more downs. McGee is more, just steady,
yeah,
right? More or less, it's just like that. Hassan will give you like 18-10, sometimes 15-9, 15-8, some bigger games, but he also has a lot of games where he just, like you said, scary because with limited minutes sometimes he doesn't get much opportunities to
Yeah.
get those stats. But overall, on the average, he's okay in deeper, maybe 14, 16 team leagues. He's okay,
Yeah.
I think.
Speaking of JaVale is another player who should be added without Eton. I think Eton's probably out for the week.
Yes.
Sadly, because he's been another guy who just can't get himself, you know, on the court, right? Because he's been out a few times already. Two instances wherein he's out, and then now with the COVID thing, he's out again.
Mm-hmm.
But at least when he plays a few more games. No, not like the Butler type wherein Butler was supposed to be out today. I mean, if the game wasn't postponed, he was supposed to be out.
Was supposed to be out. Yes, he was supposed to be out. I think he's gonna miss time. Right. I have a feeling he's gonna miss time. So
Yeah.
maybe a week.
Yeah, but JaVale should be added. We skipped a bit of the news, but yeah, in case you haven't, we'll just insert it right here. Ricky Rubio out for the season, so yeah, probably a drop if you're gonna ask. There have been some people asking who's the best ad. Really, hard to really say at this point who's gonna be the best ad. But yeah, those three guys, Okoro, Valentine, and Kevin Pangos could be speculative. Among the three, maybe Okoro and Valentine would be the.
Yeah, I think so. Okoro and Chedi Osman, by the way. I don't
Yeah,
think.
actually, I forgot. I'm waiting for him to clear some waivers because I was supposed to add him as well, but he's out though in COVID, so time it wisely. But yeah, he should be the one benefiting a lot.
Yes. If Osman, has he cleared protocols? I'm not sure.
Not yet.
Yeah, but if he has cleared it, I think over Okoro, well, I've said this a lot of times already about Osman, but he just seems to be unfortunate. Either an injury here, an injury there. Always when he's just playing well, he just suddenly gets an injury. But if he's healthy, I think he's better than Okoro. I think, of course, he's better than Valentine and Pangos for sure. He can play some point, so I think he might be given more chances in that department. So I like Osman a lot. Regarding Butler, I read right now that he's actually gonna play in their next game. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Better
I think
play.
he was questionable and then ruled out, and then the game was postponed.
Yes.
And I think so I saw the notes. There's a good chance he plays the next game as well as Kyle Lowry. So some of the
Lowry's
guys
out. Yeah, Lowry's out, and also Reggie Jackson and Jarrett Allen.
No, but I think Lowry has a chance to play the next game.
Lowry will play. They already said he's gonna play the next game. And Reggie Jackson is also probably gonna play the next game. To get Jarrett Allen might not, but he's already out of protocol. So that's good. That just gives us more clarity as which players are probably not asymptomatic, which players are getting have more severe ones. There are a lot of players that are out for a long time already, right?
Yes. Speaking of one player, Mo Bamba's been out for he's probably he's one of our worry players. He's been out due to COVID protocols really early.
17.
Yeah, so
actually,
that's
16 or 17. Yeah, 17. So now is what? 30.
2 weeks.
2 weeks already. Yeah.
Also 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's worrying. But yeah, we'll have to wait. No news whatsoever.
No news yet.
No notes, no nothing on what has happened to Mo Bamba, but yeah.
And also, Fred Van Vliet and OG have also been out more than 6 days. I'm just saying this because since they changed it, if you're asymptomatic, most of those who entered should be out, like Kyle, like Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
So since OG and Fred VanVleet are not yet out of it, possibly they're not asymptomatic.
Yeah.
So they might.
They entered the protocols a little late, but definitely earlier than Lowry. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Lowry entered the protocols late last week. Just late last week, or even just early this week, right?
Yeah. Um.
So
OG entered the 21st. Today is the 30th, right? So that's
yeah.
9 days already. Also, Fred VanVleet even entered earlier than him. Let's see what date. Yeah, it was 20th or 21st. So he's still not out. So that means probably they're gonna take a little longer before they can come back. Scotty
Yeah.
Barnes also, by the way. Scotty Barnes is another player. He was out the same time with Fred VanVleet. He's not yet out. So that's bad news for these guys.
Yeah.
And I
So
own a lot of
me too. I have a lot of I have some Van Vliets, a couple of Barnes, and a few OGs. I think
yeah.
2 or 3 OGs. So yeah, well, it happens. So all we hope for is early next year, all of these things get better. Let's talk about some other waiver wire stats. We probably just go through them without not much. Kyle Anderson, Conchar is out also on COVID protocols.
Yeah.
So Kyle Anderson I think he started today. Um, so yeah,
Kyle started today but didn't have a good game. But I still put him there because I think if Dillon, Melton, and Conchar will be out longer, he'll get majority of the minutes. And we know
yeah,
Kyle can produce. He may have had a bad game, or actually past 2 games have been bad. But I'll take my chances. I've seen Kyle Anderson in my waiver wires. And, I'll take my chances with Kyle, given, what's happening with the NBA.
yeah. And Josh Richardson, Schroeder I think is about to be coming back, right? I think he's out of the. Is
It
he?
was a clerical error, according to the Celtics. He's still in COVID.
Oh, right. Because the last
So,
time I read, he's gonna be
yeah,
he's gonna come back. But yeah, so if he's out and Marcus Smart, I think has an injury.
hand
Uh,
laceration. Yeah.
yeah, and I think he still couldn't bet or like fold his hand or something. So yeah, Josh Richardson could be a good stream. He was actually playing well before the getting into COVID. So
Okay. That's true. That's true. So I think Josh, I've seen some Josh still in my waiver wire. So
yeah,
I
there
think
are.
he didn't have a good game today. So those kinds of players, I think you could still get in your waiver wire. And unlike like Diallo, maybe they're not there anymore. But like Josh Richardson, I think if you did get Diallo, he's a good consolation price. It might be better in the long run than Diallo. I also so
Yeah. And Kobe White. Um,
yep.
yeah, he's the Robin to the big three, the lone Robin to the big three. Actually, it's
The Robin.
him and Caruso are the guys that have fantasy value somehow. So yeah, those are our buy list. For the worry players, I don't know if we should still discuss. It's pretty much the same guys: Rashawn Holmes, Harrison Barnes, Buddy Hield, man, come on, Buddy Hield. Uh, I he's back in the worry list. He had one good game.
He today was really bad. I mean, I can take 8 points, 10 points, but 3 points and 1 rebound, 1 assist, 23 minutes. That's bad. I mean, that's really bad. That's worse than a streamer you could get. So for his sake, I hope he get his shot back. I don't know what's up with him, but I hope he gets his shot back, and I hope that the Kings decide to showcase him also and play him more like what they're doing with Marvin Bagley. So the Kings are just a mess, and I think we can talk about Halliburton a little bit in terms. Someone commented that they think he's a sell high, and I respect their opinions. I just don't think he's a sell high in the sense of what you can get high, because I think you were also the one who mentioned that he's a top 15 the past few weeks and top
Yep.
30. So I don't know if you can sell him for a top 15 guy, but if you can, yeah, okay, then he's a sell high. I just feel like the most you can probably get for him is a top, maybe a 30th to 35th guy, maybe something like that. And
Let's throw out some names. You probably won't get him for Sabonis.
probably
right?
not, right? Yeah, probably
No,
not.
you're not gonna get him there. Maybe Vucevic. Yep, a little bit.
I don't think so either. I don't think you can get him from Vucevic. Can you? Do you think you can get Vucevic for?
Well, maybe not now, but yeah, if you believe what he's doing now can be, because he was, somehow struggling early on. So maybe some managers would want to get rid of him, thinking that, this could be a sell high moment, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be tough. Bam, who's out.
But
I don't think you can get top 15, uh even a top 20.
yes,
I don't think you can get a top 20 for him on a one-on-one trade.
top 20: Steph, LeBron, Jokic, Durant, Lamelo, Butler, Embiid, Harden,
The lower end, I guess.
Okay, lower end is Van Vliet, Paul George. Well, Paul George is out, but if you want Paul George,
Well,
okay.
you can get him for Paul George.
Yeah, but I mean, so I'm not gonna count Paul George. So Davis is also out. So we can get probably Davis, but they're both out. So I'm gonna go with Van Vliet, Young, Gobert, DeJounte, Donovan, Miles Turner. Well, Miles Turner, well,
Yeah.
probably, but he's not really a top 20 in my eyes. DeRozan and
Uh,
Chris Paul. That's a 20, and then Giannis is 21. I
Chris
don't see.
Paul, I think you can get him for Chris Paul. Chris Paul hasn't been the Chris Paul that we know for the past few games. I mean, not the wow numbers.
Yes, I agree with that. So what you mean is you can get Chris Paul. Kasi we're talking about selling Halliburton high. Maybe you can get Chris Paul using Halliburton.
Yeah,
That's
but you probably won't be able to get the top 15 guys. Maybe maybe the I don't know if you consider it a sell high, but players like Bam, maybe, who's out. I mean, players who are out, Paul George, you probably can get him for Paul George. I mean, swing
yeah.
a deal for Paul George because of the injury risk. But again, you wouldn't want that either, because it's a injury risk there, and like we said, he's going to be evaluated in 4 weeks, and after that, you still don't know if he can play, right? So
I think basically we have to decide where you think Halliburton is really. With Fox back, with the players healthy, where do you think he is? Because maybe you think top 30 is not really, is inflated. He should be probably 50. Then yeah, you could probably sell high because you could probably get the 25th downwards. You can get some players
probably
there.
get him for maybe like players like Donovan.
I don't think so. Donovan cannot. You cannot get Donovan for
I mean,
high.
if you're gonna sell high, I think that's a high
Yes.
you can get.
But I doubt it. I doubt you can get Donovan for him.
Well,
So
Donovan's out too, so
yeah, that is true. But for me, Halliburton is possibly a top 30, worst top 40 guy. That is my projection of Halliburton. 30 to 40 is easy. That's where where I think he can end up. So I'm not selling him because I like him there.
yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Paul George, there was a trade this today that I'd like to talk about, because it was a trade in an FBW league, but it was not a team that. It was a trade that involved a fantasy benchwarmers team, but it was not a team that I managed. It was a co-managed team. Uh, it was Paul George and Buddy Hield for is it Buddy Hield? Yeah, Paul George and Buddy Hield for uh wait, let me just double check which players was that. Hold on. Paul George and Fournier
Okay,
for Tobias and Will Barton.
Paul George and Fournier for Tobias. Well, I think that's okay. I think that's okay because Paul George's value is the one that's holding that trade. Holding the trade, whether it should be vetoed or not. But Paul George's value can be high or low given the uncertainty. So I think that because of the uncertainty, I think the trade that's a good trade.
Yeah, but that's an okay trade. Unfortunately, this since it involved a fantasy bench warmers team, the rules in our leagues are we let the managers within the league vote as long as it's a fantasy bench warmers team, and that was vetoed because of that Paul George thing.
That wasn't our trade. That was our co-manager's trade, correct?
Yeah, that was a co-manager's trade.
Okay, that's a co-manager's trade. Okay.
But still, since just to eliminate that question about maybe we're trying to help our co-managers and all, I let the managers of the league decide. It was vetoed and it was unanimous. I mean, not unanimous, but it was easily vetoed, which got me thinking about the value of Paul George. And one manager said that the value, Paul George, he's injured and he could still play. I mean, that's the prognosis that he could still play. But my take was I don't really put out my take on group chats within that league because that might sway opinions, and that's what I don't want to do. So I'm just saying it here, and it's after the fact that it was vetoed. But my take is that that's a high risk, high reward kind of trade, right?
Yes.
I mean, you're giving up Tobias, who's not really playing as well, right? And Paul George may be good, maybe a top 10, top 15 player, but he's injured and there's a potential of, like we said, longer term injury. Like we're talking about not just 3-4 weeks, but 5-6 weeks here or even longer. So yeah, it's a high risk, high reward trade. And I can see where that is. I think it's fair enough. Yeah, but yeah, other managers see it otherwise. Yeah, we respect that. We don't, since those are the rules of the league. Anyway, just maybe one or two feel good players. Let's talk about LeBron a bit. LeBron's doing it all. I've watched the game. I mean,
I'm happy to be wrong with LeBron.
I'm worried though about LeBron. I mean, not fantasy wise, but more of the real basketball sense because he's doing everything. I don't even know if the Lakers are even better than last season when he was out. I mean, they lost another lead today. They were leading pretty much 80% of the time of the game, and they lost it.
Yes, that is why I am a little, I guess, not too high on LeBron, even if he's playing so well. I'm always at the back of my mind. I don't know until when he can continue this. I don't know until when his body can hold it. But sometimes maybe some managers will say, maybe you're thinking too much. I mean, everybody can get injured. I agree with that also. I mean, everybody can get injured. Just, maybe LeBron finishes the season healthy. We don't know, right? So,
yeah. To be honest, we've seen lots of trades or stuff that goes on that you really don't know. I mean, sometimes trade looks even the reason why I talk about referencing it on trades is because really some speculations here really comes from the trades, right? If you hold him and you do nothing, there's really nothing to speculate about. But if you trade him, there's some speculations about, yeah, maybe he can sustain this, maybe he gets injured and all. But to be honest, we've seen lots of stranger things during trades wherein you see on the surface that these players look better and then they end up getting injured, right? So as far as LeBron goes, yeah, that's still speculating that maybe he can continue this, maybe he can't. We don't know really. But of course, if we side on the probability, given that his age and all the mileage that he has, yeah, there's a possibility that he'll slow down a bit in the future.
I'm confident he can continue this if he stays healthy. I'm really confident
The
he can.
numbers, fantasy wise, yes, the numbers.
Yes, yes. I think he can. Especially, I do not think the Lakers can turn this around. I do not think the Lakers can suddenly become, a contender. This is the Lakers, and
Yeah,
if you, all of your fantasy trades about how Westbrook for this, Westbrook for that, that's impossible. That's not gonna happen. The best that probably could happen is the rumor I heard about Jeremy Grant, for Taylor Horton Tucker in a first round pick and something else. That possibly that kind of a level of a player they can get. But overall, you talk about Westbrook and then they'll get a star in return. That will not happen. So given this is what the Lakers are right now, LeBron will have to play really a lot of minutes, carry a lot of the load, and I'm confident he's gonna be this good the rest of the season. The problem is the Kobe Bryant memory of the season that he carried the Lakers too much when he was 36 or 37 and then the Achilles just snapped. That's still in my mind. That's why I'm worried. But if you have a different view, then it's up to you. That's why on trades, when we do not agree on a certain thing, that's where trades happen. If you Jeremy says that I feel like he's gonna continue and I feel like he won't continue, then I'm trading LeBron to him. Then we can get a trade. But if we're all in
yep,
agreement that LeBron will be this top 5 player for the rest of the year, we can't make any trades, right? So we have to give the managers some leeway, I guess.
yeah, and he's been good. I mean, it's just the Lakers have been bad. The others have been bad. It's not just Westbrook. It's pretty much everyone. Melo, Taylor Horton Tucker, Malik Monk is decent, but yeah, I don't think people expect too much from him.
Yeah,
The idea that they got Westbrook so that when one of the big two gets injured, he'll catch the Lakers and help them. The problem is he doesn't, and that's where the problem lies. I mean, they lost Anthony Davis. Um, they're worse. I mean, of course they're gonna be worse, but they're bad.
yeah,
I mean, when I say bad, you won't even think of them as someone who's being close to a contender. Um, they are far away from that, and I know they're like fifth right now. I think
they're
fifth or
not.
fourth or third, six or fifth. I think six or
The Lakers
seven.
are seven. The Lakers are seven in the West. You're talking about in the West.
Yeah,
Seventh.
but they're close, right? I mean, they're close to the sixth and fifth.
From fifth downwards are close
Yeah,
because the top four are the only ones ahead above 500 in the West.
yeah. So
So everything is close downwards, but they're also close to 10th or to 10th and 11th. So, you know, it's not something to be happy about. I guess they could as easily be in the play-in as they are in the playoffs.
yeah,
That's
so yeah, but fantasy wise, LeBron has been a stud so far. Yeah, and if he carries the Lakers, then the numbers will definitely be there. I mean, for sure, for sure. And he's shooting what 50%. I saw a stat that he's shooting 50% from mid range this season.
yeah,
So that's a high number for him. And yeah, looking at the flip side, the reason they lost, Ja Morant, another feel good player for, I guess, for today. Uh, really good. I mean, the worry about him, doing same thing as last season where he came back from injury and just did play well. Probably that's behind. That's you can forget all of that. He's been good so far.
yeah. Sorry,
Um,
can okay.
yeah, you're.
No, I didn't hear the last part because noise outside. But
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, Ja Morant has been really good so far since coming back from the injury. Um, yeah, and today was evidence as well that just a star in the making. I guess. I mean, he carried that team. He he carried that team today throughout the fourth quarter just to get them that victory. Of course, he had better support.
Ja,
That's another thing from the basketball sense. If you look at it, Memphis was pretty much Ja Morant, but he has better support and even better support than the Lakers support.
yes, of course. And he has a better, I guess, a better constructed team. I'll put it that way. The team of Ja has is, I guess, better suited for him. Everybody has the role. He has shooters, he has big men. So I think that's the difference.
Yeah. And he also made his free throws. I think he was 9 out of 11, so which wasn't bad. And
Ja
that's
is, Ja is top 50 this year.
You think he can go higher than that?
Yes, I think he can go top 40. I think he can go top 40. And that's not bad already from where he was last year, right?
What, 150?
Yeah. I think he was even way past 150.
Yeah.
So yeah, there.
So yeah, Ja Morant, our feel good players. There was one manager trying to get Ja Morant for me in one of the leagues. Well, I only have one Ja Morant, and I love the way my team was constructed in that league as well. So, yeah, probably gonna hold on to him, in that league. All right, so yeah, that's it for a quickie. Second to the last quickie of the year. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Year ender quickie will probably be early, right?
Yeah.
We can record early because we want to spend the New Year's Eve as well with the family. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Bye.